Hello, good day and good morning. At least it's a morning over here, and I suppose it's a good one, even though the Enedwaith campaign is turning into a little bit of a struggle. Because last time, I mean, it was a lot of back and forth. The silver lining here is that Isengard is under immense strain and hasn't bothered us for a little bit, and that is because they're pushed by Gondor in the west and Rohan in the east, both doing their very level best to bring the White Wizard to justice, or something along those lines at least. In the meantime, we are holding off enemies at Geralt, and doing so with all our skill, our force of arms, our cunning and force of will. We'll see how well that goes. And then we're trying to do something about, you know, putting pressure on them at Tharbad. Hopefully we can lure them into a bridge battle, but if not, well, we'll just see what that army ends up doing. Because there is an army right next to them, and I don't want to attack them outright. We could probably beat them, but I want to beat them with almost no losses, so that we can continue on to Tharbad and do lovely things. A partial hope of mine is that Rohan will get increasingly involved to our eastern flank, or with our eastern flank, one might say. In the direction of, in that sense, to our eastern flank, to the east of us. But, of course, they are now focused on Isengard. However, if they feel confident, then they have my blessing to take a little bit of the fight out of these Dunlandings, because they are starting to field some of their late game units already at turn 64, and it's making me a tad, you know, pressured, because I don't feel good about heavily armored troops just yet. Nazgul returned to Dol Guldur. Okay, well that implies that Nazgul had been killed. Oh, hello. Stuart Denethor is dead. Oh no, now an Argond armada might come along. You cannot stop this invasion with ships. Just to make it clear. Not that we have much in the way of ships anyway. Garnock.
Come and get
Going to Suduri, eh? Going to Londare, eh? Interesting.
I will only address
your orders.
Now, there are two versions of events here.
Come and get me, you coward.
And I think I'm going to force their hand by heading over to Tharbad.
Yes.
You know, that does not look too bad. It only looks a little bad. It does look a bit bad. So the question is, this army cannot reach. Fucking hell! Oh, hello, Gandalf. Okay, so that was a misclick and a half, and we're now going to be surrounded by the Dunlandings, and we're going to fight them on their terms. I don't like that. That was a bloody misclick. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Anyway. I gotta get some more tea going. Apparently my sensors are slipping beneath my fingers. Priorities for Suduri. I mean, growth would be nice. Got a little bit of trade going, but yeah, that's not going to be our moneymaker here. It's already, you know, taxation is even with this low population level, so we are probably better off emphasizing more of that. And that means more people. More on backstory over there. More border guards over here. And then we have hunters that we're not training. Oh well. Now, we are also about to try to say hello to some Gondorians, aren't we? Hello, Isengard. What on earth are you doing? Are you not having enough fun with two other enemies on your border? Well, I suppose we don't count as their enemies yet. Okay, we're gonna get some skirmishers then. More dark skirmishers. Come along, come along. Help safeguard your kingdom, men. You will be needed. And I suppose these guys can go into a fort.
By your command.
Because why not?
Come and get
Gamok will head towards Suduri, I expect. Gabran
I
is
respect you, my enemy.
about to make life really annoying and sad in Londare. But with the towers we have, I
Better
don't think he's
settle
much of a
matters on the
threat.
field of battle.
Unless, of course, he
Yes, my lord.
proceeds to draft up
Your will, my
like
lord.
5 mercenary units, which is theoretically possible. The sweet relief of tea. Green white tea, harlequin tea as it were. Flavorful, yet not too flavored. Okay, okay. Isengard leaves us alone for now.
What is
No,
it you wish
no,
to discuss?
sorry. I was not paying attention because I saw something out of the corner of my eye. We shall investigate shortly. Hello, would you like to trade with me? I'm sure you do. Yes,
Very
that's
well.
lovely.
What else do
And then an alliance. What do you say?
possibly
Yeah.
understand? Well, that seems
Wonderful.
fruitful. Farewell.
Farewell indeed, fair friends. What do you have there? Auuuch walking around almost alone.
I am but an ally.
Yeah, you don't have anything to fear from him, Gondor. It's gonna be okay.
Without
Trust me,
question.
trust me.
I shall continue tomorrow.
Yeah, Nuzul, hello. Hmm. I mean, if you absolutely do want to come along, then
As you wish.
Alcfud shall not stop you. Now, population required for next settlement. Yeah, it's a lot actually. But can we even upgrade it? I mean, can we even build fortresses? I think we need to like unite all clans before we can do anything of the sort. So. Hmm.
Your orders. my
So
lord.
what's going on here?
With honor.
Okay. So the Dunedain are probing Karas Nurnaled. They're sort of the ones keeping off Dunland over here. It's interesting. We should say hello to those people, I think.
Yes, my lord.
So, go this way,
Stopping
dear
here.
Altair.
Yes, my lord.
I will
Now
only
this army is
address you
slightly
in
fierce.
Orders.
Hmm.
My lord. Orders.
Your orders.
Well, we definitely need more troops in this army if we're going to do anything against Tharbad.
Orders. By your command.
Yes.
But that said, our best hope is sort of to
Be gone.
try to take it on right now. But we just don't have the manpower to do that.
Yes.
I guess we're better off
Assembling a mighty
merging
host.
our forces. And then we should prepare Suduri, obviously.
Your will. Yes.
Off to Suduri you go. Some armor upgrades are good. So hooray for that. Londare needs to grow. It has okay trade, but it's gonna get better, I suppose. Some of this would be helpful. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Some like this, some like that, some don't know where it's at. Yeah, growing the settlement. Growing the settlement is important. More taxes, please. More generals? That wouldn't be too bad. But maybe some Leard and Billman is actually what we are looking for. And then, yeah, we can hire some Billman over here too.
My lord. Orders. Orders. My lord.
We have what, 3 generals or something? Yeah, 3 generals. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 settlements. So I think we do for an adoption. Within a not too distant future. And I am due for some tea. Ah, how wonderful it is. How wonderful it is. And it's interesting to be playing this campaign because it is a... I mean, among the campaigns I've played so far, this is uniquely challenging. Or at least has been so far. The classical snowball mode you can get into as a player just hasn't materialized over here. Because we're being kept down by other enemies. Wow. Quite comprehensively kept down.
We must make a stand. We are besieged.
And Isengard has a pretty singular focus when it comes to beating us into the ground, it seems. Even when they are bordered by 2 more powerful enemies, they still feel like sending troops over our borders. Yeah. And here comes Verga. Well, at least we have some cavalry. And at least they don't have any great troops. But they're all, you know, similar levels to our own, so we should not celebrate too soon. If we could win this handsomely, then it would be amazing, but I actually...
Your courage, men. We
slightly
march
skeptical.
into battle.
Slightly skeptical. But we'll see. We will see. What terrain do we have to work with? Well, we have a little bit of a hill over here, so I say let's use it. Seeing as how everything else about this place is just barren. Let's put a little bit of distance between our archer units. And let's tell them not to run away from the enemy, I guess. Oh, it's tricky. We might reverse that setting. We might. Then we have these guys. They can sort of fill up in between. And then we have our Felani herders. Ready for flanking. Fortunately, they have no cavalry at all. The previous iteration of Dunland in 4.6, they had like 2 different cavalry units before they even hit the barracks event. Before they even hit the mid-game. And that is not what I'm seeing here. So they're geared absolutely toward infantry. I suppose maybe it was felt that the cavalry focus of them should be given to maybe the Valesmen instead or something, and then they could focus more on the infantry to be more of a thematic opposition to Rohan. This is just me speculating though. I have not talked to any developers about this. Any of the wonderful, wonderful people who have so graciously lent their time and their efforts to making these mods for us to play. I would like to strike that ballista crew, but I don't think they'll let me. Berserkers and axemen. Trying to shield them. But at least now the infantry is sort of coming into range. I mean, that one unit of axemen we can definitely deal with. I'm not sure what is your strategy there, Dunland? What are you on about? No? You're not coming forward? You're just standing there? It's a bit strange, isn't it? You're definitely eager to run over with your hunters to annoy me. Oh, hello, hello, hello. We've got some flanking probes. Okay, this might be it. But if they want to send armies piecemeal against us, then I will not be unhappy in the slightest. Because we've got archers enough to shoot quite a lot of these buggers. Axemen, long spears. Just casually riding through. Casual horse. Oh. Are you going to be training those things on me? Oh my goodness. Who could have seen that coming? Whee! Better luck next time, I suppose. Better luck hitting a moving target with your massive siege machines. Just gonna ride around those long spears. And then, no. Yeah, Picker! I have a call for you. It's just annoying that the siege machines always act as like a buffer for them, so it limits the charge damage you can do. We lost quite a few herders on that one. Not happy. Not happy. But at least we got the Ballister crew to just run after us in impotent rage. That's not too bad. So, one wonders what were to happen. I mean, they've... Okay, if this is what you're going to do, Dunland, then I am bloody well going to try to take advantage of it. So, we're going to move you forward, and EU forward. And then we're going to move EU forward, and EU forward, and EU forward, and EU forward, and EU forward. And we're going to see what we can do with this mess. Clan Hunter's running out. Okay, okay, okay. Alright, alright, alright. They seem to be doing something. So... Stop shooting and smash them. Thank you. And then start shooting again. Now we've got their attention. Yeah, why don't you deal with those long spears? And then the Ballister crew is back at their machines, but they are slightly confused as to how to use them, it seems. Which is fine by me. Now, our main saving grace here today is the fact that our enemy is not commanded by anyone in particular, and oh my goodness! I forgot all about the power of my computer. My goodness. Actually, that might mean that everything has been a bit choppy in this battle so far, and I apologize profusely. But now everything's gonna get a lot better. Don't you worry. some long spears over there, and then hello, hello, hello. We're gonna charge some people and see if we can rout some people, because that would be pretty nice, wouldn't it? Rout those long spears with arrow fire, please. Apparently we went, yeah, routing all these berserkers with ease. Very, very nice, very nice. I love that. Thank you. If we could just avoid taking too many losses in this battle, it would be great, but I assume we will take quite a few losses, to be honest. Let's do something about these long spears, and then you can maybe do something about those berserkers over there. That would be very nice. We just need to rout those guys, and schmuck. Very good. Very good. Actually, you guys can shoot those long spears pretty well, I think, and
The enemy are badly
yeah.
lost half their men.
Things are certainly not going bad. The low morale of the Dunlanding hordes is demonstrated to not really help them that much. You guys can shoot those raiders that are still fighting, and you guys need to do something about those long spears, but you're not the best people to do it, so... Oh, and backstory, you're apparently struggling with those long spears too, so why don't you run over there? You focus on the long spears with all arrows in your quivers. You guys are done with the raiders, very good. Go there, shoot those guys, then run down the raiders, and yeah, shoot those guys, thank you. And backstory, yeah, you have really been punished this battle. I'm sorry, fellas. I'm very, very sorry, but now at least your assailants will be punished in turn.
Much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
Okay. So what are we doing here? We're defeating long spears, and that's very good, very noble, very lovely. And then perhaps we can use a little cavalry charge against these hunters over there. And those long spears are running away. Those long spears need some axes in their heads. And no, that cavalry charge did not go as planned. It's a bit sad. But there we have broken through their long spears, which is good. And we just keep shooting everyone. Keep shooting everyone. Keep shooting everyone. And then we try to charge them again. That's it. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. And then we have a bastard crew holding out over there, but they're holding out against all sense. So maybe we'll be able to, I don't know, run them down with a general or something. Will this army be able to conquer Tharbad? Ah, that's an open question. Depends on how much we heal.
The battle is very much
But
in our favor.
I would say there's a chance. There is a chance. We have a legitimate chance at this. At achieving our aims.
The enemy are utterly vanquished.
Okay,
This
29%
is a
losses.
great victory worthy of only the mightiest of
We healed
generals.
salary mercenaries, herders, and backstory. I mean, yeah, we healed all the right departments. Hopefully that's sufficient. Whew. Hopefully that is sufficient. Not gonna lie, looking at almost 2,000 Dunlandings coming at you was pretty scary. But here we are.
Yes, please, my lord.
Yeah, you're just going away. I don't want you.
Honor, victory.
And Dunland comes at Suduri. but it's a captain, so, you know, silver linings. Silver linings, and we do have some forces there, so we're not completely unprepared. We're just not super well equipped. Isengard has not assaulted us, but I suppose we can be okay. And the wonderful thing is, we can still produce a bunch of troops at Herot. And I'm thinking that once... I mean, I'm pretty sure that Muchbigger Tramak will be okay. Whether these guys in the fort will be okay is another matter. I don't... possibly.
Yes, my lord.
Possible.
As you
Oh
wish.
my goodness, why did I not...
Continue tomorrow.
That's a missed opportunity and a half, and I apologize profusely for not taking it.
Your orders, my lord.
We should just have made peace with Isengard. But anyway. Enough about that.
With honor,
Time to
as
put
you
pressure
command,
on
we
Tharbad.
shall prevail. Yes.
Now, we're not really in a position to be assaulting this place. But if they want to rise up, I shall certainly not be the one to say no. And, what do we need here? I suppose, yeah, let's get a leather tanner and get some Tota on the field, and a slight boost to income, if nothing else. Then, the army thus assembling in Herot should be enough to go and say hello to Ballad Vin. We're just gonna need... oh dear, Tramak to do something. Or maybe Dunyard? Well, I'm never quite sure of how to do that pronunciation properly.
My lord. Your orders. Yes,
Hello, Earlstone.
without question.
Hello, Gundabad.
Tomorrow's journey planned
Let's
out.
go this way to
Stopping
Angmar and see
here.
what people are cooking in this region of the world. The Dunlendings are not actually enemies of the Northern Dunedain. That is not necessarily a frequent occurrence. But the Dunedain are also busy with Ered Luin, who, unlike our Dunedain campaign, have not made peace with Angmar over their differences in this whole gift receiving business. There are a couple of events for what can happen with Tharbad, I think. Usually the AI would like to break the siege. Okay, lower tier orcs. Yeah, it's possible we can deal with it, but it's a bit complicated.
Yes.
We'll see.
Preparing the
We don't have
men to
towers,
attack.
so don't get your hopes too high. But yeah, so there are a couple of things that can happen with Tharbad.
Our foes appear to be gaining the upper hand in this battle.
It's very often that the AI will try to break out the siege, break the siege, bring in troops to do so. And we'll see if that's what their course of action ends up being, but and so that's sort of the thing that I would prefer, because I don't want to just besiege the place for like 8 turns and then attack it when the garrisons are sufficiently low, which is the alternative, right? If they don't break the siege, then we will just end up besieging them interminably. Throw your javelins against the raiders. That's a healthy start to the battle. We can definitely make them pay on the walls. Such a tower that the shame isn't working. Such a shame that the tower is not working. Hello, archers. Why are you so eager to meet your doom? That's my question. It is a bit of a perplexing thing you're doing.
ladders at the walls. Repel the attackers. Give them steel.
Alright, we've emptied all of our javelins and taken out half the raiders in that unit, which is pretty decent. Now the melee begins. And is that going to be a chat? No. Actually, okay. That, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound, I guess. Then just get out of there before they realize what's happening. And then here, yeah. These guys are not meant to be charging dedicated infantry. But yeah. Now if this place had towers, this would be a very different battle, because we just keep harassing them with our cavalry and make that our main strategy. As it is, we can certainly still do some harassment. We can still make them pay for in all sorts of little ways. But we're just going to do so slightly less competently.
The enemy are battering down the gates. Blast their eyes! The enemy's ram is through our gates.
Okay. That gate did not last long, but I suppose it is just a simple wooden thing. And in storm the reavers. Okay.
The enemy have the walls. Look to our defense or all will be lost.
Just sit there and shoot them, I guess. Come, my herd of friends. Come, my herd of friends. Let us talk to these orcs about means and ends. Oh no, we've broken the brain of the AI. Oh no, okay, no, they're resuming their duties as they were, but they're focusing doggedly on the walls. To be honest, I mean that's the best thing they could do from our perspective. Oh, hello, reavers. Just leave me alone, please. And you guys, let's do something interesting. Yep, you just keep throwing things at the reavers that are running after you. That's a perfectly viable strategy. Doodle-doo. Nice little bit of charging there. Because the fewer are left alive after this battle, the fewer will end up in our grills later on. This seems to be the inevitable trend. Let's see if we can double team these reavers. That would be pretty neat. Oops, hello. And shot
The enemy are badly bloodied.
Very good.
We've captured the enemy's general.
Very good. Okay.
That'll teach the cowardly dog to turn tail and run.
63% gone. You know, I'd say we're doing okay. Schmuckaroo! And they're routed. Yay! The morale of orcs. A wonderment unto the world. And so, what do we have in it over here? Well, we have 2 cavalry units with fierce determination, ready to do what is needed to be done to secure the borders of Enedwaith. And these guys are running away. Very good. But they were Uruk-hai archers, so their melee capabilities are perhaps questionable from the very beginning. And more archers are running away. Very good, very good. We might actually win this. What a weird thought. Go after them. Don't want them to turn around and suddenly realize that life is worth living or something.
Our army is tiring.
Yeah, but that's pretty understandable because they've been fighting 1,000 orcs. So, you know, bear with them for a second, dear presenter man. Bear with them. Just bear with them for a while. They'll come back. They'll be good. Now, these Reavers being right where they are is slightly unfortunate because I don't think we'll be able to charge them very well. But if we can hit their morale, maybe it doesn't matter. Okay, so far so good. Okay, what does that do to them? No, no, get back. Oh my goodness. Losing men to the ladders. Okay, no, we just need to deal with them with cavalry, and that's fine. Yay, now we're going to tire them a little bit. That's very good. Cavalry, go over there. Alright. They're going to head for the skirmishers, and then we're going to try and give them a morale shock that they won't forget. And... look! Come on! Tell me that route's something. No? Okay, we'll give it one more go.
For the moment, the fortune of battle goes our
Argond
way.
NAY.
Let's pray it remains as...
Excellent.
Our foe is utterly vanquished. Let all who remember this day remember it as the day of our most glorious victory.
That's really good. And the Mordak skirmishers, 383. Good job, guys. Very, very good job. So it seems that apparently we will have none of these guys to deal with later because we have taken care of all of them. It seems that when Slurpy Alerts is not keeping morale high with his drinking songs, the orcs of Isengard are simply not that dependable. It's just oh, they don't feel like they have the money. And then the tragic event might occur that we pull such a lovely stunt at our bloody little insignificant fort and then we lose our capital. That would be bad, wouldn't it? My god! Okay, so there's actually a non-trivial possibility that we will, because this is the better army of the two, for sure. It has armor upgrades, it has bloody late game elites with several hit points and relentless traits, and I mean, yeah, at least we have, at least we can throw axes at them. That's the one saving grace we have. But my lord, this is actually not that simple of a fight. We're going to need to think about what we deploy and when. Now we have some of the most dependable troops in our entire army right here, so I am not overly concerned, but a little concerned, sure. So they seem to be sending their Nathkai over with the ram of all things, which is good because this means that they will just sit there while we throw axes at them. Which is a prospect very much to my liking. We're going to put our general over here for semi-obvious reasons. And then I suppose we're just going to put a unit over here for when they get in. They have some Vanguard over there. Mm-hmm. Again, our general is going to aim squarely at the Nazkai. He's not going to deal with long spears or Vanguards. That's going to be for the other ones. And that'll be okay. And we have some towers. Towers help. Towers help. So, deal with them. And then once the Nazkai are in range,
we must act and hold
throw
this
axes, please. Okay. So, we've reduced the Vanguard, and that should help us against them. And now the Nazkai are getting to feel a little bit of the brunt of our axes as well. Hoo! Very good. Very good. Okay. That's not to say perfect.
The enemy are battering down our gates.
But they will be sort of first in line once they get in. First in line for another volley of axes, that is. Maybe we should... Actually, no. We're going to put you guys up on the walls, and we're going to put our general down here. This is perhaps slightly risky, but I would...
their eyes.
Okay.
The enemy's ram is through our gates.
Oh my god. Okay, that backfired.
Defeat seems all the enemy have the walls.
Oh my god, this is chaos. And now the... Oh no. Okay. And the Vanguards are actually demolishing us over there. What on earth? This is just not what I signed up for. Come on. Use your axes, god damn it. No, you're being demolished by the Nazkai. Yeah. We're probably going to lose this battle. I'm not sure we can win this.
Defeat seems almost certain.
You know, I agree with you, little presenter man. I do. We're going to be very lucky to survive this.
We've lost half of our men.
The only saving grace is that they've sort of frontlined their Nazkai, and I think they're pretty much gone. Which would leave mostly worse troops. Or only worse troops, because all their troops are worse than the Nazkai. The problem is that they're all just bearing down upon our general, who is standing... well, where is he actually? It's a bit hard to make it out sometimes. Yep. That's it. We're not coming back from that. We're just not coming back from that.
Defeat seems almost certain.
Freaking hell. You think that you're going to be okay, and then they rock up with the finest units in Isengard's bloody arsenal. Irrespective of when in the game. Oh no. And maybe we would have held better if we'd been on the walls with our general. Yeah. I should not have put him down there. It was a risky move to try to deal as much ranged damage to those Nazkai as possible, but we just failed. There wasn't enough time to deploy those units, and it backfired. Crikey and hell. Clock and croaky. Oh, and here comes Dunland. If they defeat us here at Tharbad, then I'm going to be a little sad. So what do they come with? Fortunately, not the best in the world. And what do they have here? Fortunately, not the best in the world, but slightly better because they have their Huntmaster with some Brennan's Guard, and they are solid. They also have some cavalry, which we need to be at least aware of. Yeah, let's see what we can do. I think we can beat this. But it's going to be really tough.
Muster your courage,
This is going to be
men.
tougher than the last
We
time
march into
by quite a
battle.
mile. Because we're going to be tired out by the first, you know, we're going to be spent a bit on the first army, which is bigger, but then the second one is going to come, they're going to have better morale, and they're going to smash us into the ground. I think that's what's going to happen now. I have a strange feeling that this is what's going to happen. So looking at things, I think the supporting army is going to come over there. If we set up on this hill and they come in right behind us, then we're sort of screwed. But it's also a decent advantage if we can get to take advantage of it. And I suppose, if nothing else, we can always just run away. Because we are pretty quick on our feet.
The enemy have
Okay,
brought up more
good.
men.
We're facing them one at a time. They're sort of coming in at a bit of an odd angle to us, but we can deal with that. We can deal with that. Let's redeploy and make it better. There. Alright. So here they come. So this is the easy army. Which is more of the same from last time. But this time with none of the bugs. Which I suppose is encouraging to some degree. Mostly melee forces. Let's see if we can deal a blow to that ballista crew early doors. That would be really nice. The shooting at our embark story. Okay. Shoot at their axemen, their melee troops if possible. I mean, suppression fire on archers is all well and good. But it's not going to be winning the day, and it's pretty costly in terms of ammunition, so let's not overindulge. When our cavalry strikes, I'm sure that the melee forces will come forward. Hello. Welcome to the fight, Dunland. Clan Axeman, thank you. Good. Okay, ballista crew. Smashed a bit. That's nice to see. Shoot those berserkers. Some spearmen over there. But they're now turning the other way. And when their backs are turned, we smash up the ballista crew once again. Just to keep them out of the game. And yes, keep throwing those axes, please. Spearmen and axemen against Salarine mercenaries? Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable for us. Okay, how are we doing here? Ballista crew routed, very nice. Axemen running toward us, very nice. Those spearmen hold the general. Okay. Very good. So why don't you all fire upon that general right now? Let's see if we can do something real to these people. Schmackety schmack schmack schmack. Oh da do da day. Very nice. Good charge there, herders.
Only
Good
half the enemy
charge.
force remains.
Okay. So, clan spearmen routed. And you guys can focus on the axeman now. And you should save your arrows. And let's see if we can rout that general. That would be pretty sweet. Don't have long in which to do so, but it would be nice. Let's see if we manage. Ooh, no, I don't think so. Okay. Fair enough. They are sort of charge resistant by their nature. Okay. So far, so good.
Enemy general abandons
Oh, there he goes. Running away. Okay, very good. We need to do something over here, though. Hunters. Shoot those a bit. Cavalry. We need to preserve some melee forces, or this latter half of the battle is going to be very tense.
Something changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
So, hunters, how you doing? Very good. You're broken. Very good. Okay. Smack those up. And surrounding them should do something. And now, huntsman. You need to do something about these. Oh, long spears. That'll be nice. We have some hill riders and okay. General, you need to get out of there. This is when it gets tricky, but we're going to use some javelins against that general first off. And then we'll see what we can do. Those hill riders, they're going to wreck us though. It's not too good, but maybe we can... Oh my god. No, that was not very good. Okay. Well. No, don't get into melee with them. That was not my intention. Where in the brief did it say get killed by the enemy general? Huh? My lord, we're already... It's already turning against us now. Yeah. At least our javelins are going to be decently affected against Brennan's guard. It's just that we don't have that many of them, but... Oh no. Yeah. This is not sustainable. %66% of us gone. 64 of them left. I haven't even touched the general himself, and without him dead, there is no hope. Yeah, we're just gone. We're not going to be able to. We're not going to be able to outlive this. We just need to cut our losses and get out of here. Come on, run, you idiots, run! Or should I say, fly, you fools? Come on! Okay, I'm gonna suicide charge those guys in order to save the general. That's all we can do. Finally. Very good. Okay. So you sort of got out of there. Keyfire Huntsman, how are you doing? You just need to run to the best of your bloody ability. You guys need to flee. Well, we walloped their first army, but it was... Oh my... What? No, no, no. Don't tell me you have to cross the entirety of the field like that. Oh, goodness. You need to go to the school. Ugh. Why do I feel so outclassed?
Our army is tiring.
Doesn't
Our
matter.
enemies may have won this battle, but they've not won this war.
Okay. Well, they didn't heal that many, I suppose. Keyfire Huntsman doing well. And these Salarine Mercs, very good. Very good stuff from you guys. Can't be too displeased. Everybody performed well. It was just... I suppose there was no way in which you could perform well enough. And quite clear before us is the dreaded difference between fighting enemies with or without competent command.
We are disgraced. Fall back and retreat.
Hello,
Pulling
Gandalf.
back from the walls.
Would you mind just, you know, putting down the pipe and getting to work on Dunland? Oh, goodness.
Yes, my lord.
So, from bad to worse.
Yes, we shall continue tomorrow.
Didn't feel like it was time to expand our borders. Have you seen our situation? They're mocking me now. Okay. So we got another general over here in
Your
the form
orders,
of
my
Brook.
Your will, my lord.
Well, everybody back to Herod, I suppose.
March to
You need
Windsor.
retraining, and Foulland warriors. I suppose they could be nice to have. And Herod is our capital. Lord save us. Actually, I'd rather see Londare as our capital. Right. So our nation has been split in two. All of our generals are on the side of the river with no troops at all. And... I mean, really. This campaign is going quite poorly. Oh, and more to the point, Maon has become our moot speaker in this trying time. Yeah. If we lose Suduri, my lord, Well, then the bell truly tolls for us, right?
Yes, my lord.
Making camp here.
Your orders, my lord.
Orders.
Yes.
Look at
my
this
lord.
guy. It's just, I mean, what is this shit show that I've been recruited into? This does not look good, he seems to say with his eyes. And he'd be completely correct in that assertion.
Yes, my lord.
My lord.
Your orders, my lord. Yes, my lord. Your orders, my lord.
What's next after that? A muster ground? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's just a lot of money, and money,
My lord.
funnily
Yes,
enough,
my
is
lord.
not something we have in great supply right now. I suppose we could... No, now they don't want a ceasefire anymore.
As you wish.
They've taken our capital and they're just
Tomorrow's
like,
journey
no,
planned out.
no, you're
Stopping
not going
here.
to stop us
Yes,
now.
my lord.
Bloody hell.
My lord. Your orders.
Frickin' orcs.
Without question.
Hello,
What is it you
Angmar.
wish to discuss?
I want you to give me money, but god damn it. This should be beneath me, but it simply is
good
not.
to- good day to you.
Da-da-dum.
I shall continue tomorrow.
Hoi, 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 hoi. We would have the makings of a decent army here. It's just that we don't have anyone to lead them.
Your orders, my lord.
The days are getting darker, folks. The days are getting darker. Okay, let's take on one more enemy. These defeats are getting exhausting now, but let's see if we can
We bring the battle to the
let's see if we can end on a positive note. Because winning this battle would, if nothing else, clear the way for a couple of generals to go west of the Gwathler. Which would be a very good thing indeed. And we have some troops of note here. And they have not much of note. So hooray for that. We're going to keep our general here at the back. He can come and help when he is needed. Put our spearmen in first. Frontline troops and all. Skirmishers. I want you over here. Activating some towers. Over here by this very Dutch looking windmill. And there we are. So, Dunland, get over here. Clan Axeman, put them down. What can you do? Where are you guys going? Do you think I'm just gonna open this gate for you? Foolish, silly people. There we are. More
The enemy are
axemen
battering
dead.
down the gates. Blast their eyes! The enemy's ram is through our gates.
Ha! They crack already.
The enemy have the walls.
Yeah, come with your cavalry. Let them meet my pole arms. You're not shooting anymore? Yeah, you are. Occasionally. Very occasionally. Okay.
Defeat seems almost certain.
Come on, man. Have a sense of imagination and adventure. Or be but a gibbering fool. Yep, there's a hill rider and he needs to go. This is one big wildman melee.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
That should cheer things up. I'm just going to pour some tea while this plays out.
The battle seems to be swinging in our favor. From such tidings, only half the enemy force remains.
Wonderful news indeed. Wonderful news indeed. Capture as many as you can, dear friends. Capture as many as you can. There's still some hunters left, but the less we talk about them, the less they matter, you know? Okay. Our pathfinding is getting a wee bit confused, but I think we'll be okay. Oh, now they're just all coming back en masse. Okay, they're just trying to push us back in. Maybe we should actually let them. Skirmishers. Go back here. Totem. Get back here.
We've lost half of our men.
Oh my goodness, if this battle turns on us now, I shall be supremely disappointed. Folks, time to fight. Time to fight. Let this be a lesson to all. Never follow the enemy out of the village, even when victory seems assured, because the game mechanics just will not be on your side if you do. But right now, our quality of skirmishers will probably see us through.
Smash the enemy.
And the damage output by the Tauto is not too bad either. Blessed be our armor upgrades and experience points. And our towers shooting an occasional arrow into a Dunlanding throat. Yes. Very nice. Just, you know, don't get too eager. Eager people die. Fishermen, get over there. Border guards, get over there.
The battle is very much in our favor.
No,
Victory will be
don't go
ours.
out of the...
The enemy army flees the field. Pursue and
Even
hunt
though
them
they
down.
may be nothing but hunters. Alright, I think we've done what we needed to do.
Awed by the victory we have won here today.
Salarine mercenaries, 277. Lost every single one of them, but healed a few. Good job though, everybody. Skirmishers, 154. Overall, good battle, good battle. Suduri holds. Have you ever seen such beauty in your entire life? The game plan from now on will be to take our chieftain, send him down through the Guathlo. Probably one of the other generals too. Maybe the newer guy. He's got decent movement speed.
My lord. We'll pay.
I won't let you pay. Oh, bloody hell. Hello, Dunland. You and your endless troops. You know, I'm just gonna go in and run away. That's what I'm gonna do. Gonna shoot at you for a little while and run away.
The battle seems to have turned against us. We must act and halt this turn of events.
Because, I mean, we're archers and we're pretty light on our feet, so that's just what we're gonna do. We're just gonna stand here and we're gonna shoot all of you. Hello, long spears. Welcome to a fight in which you just run into arrows for a while. Okay, you're out of ammunition. Withdraw. You guys do still have some ammunition, so that's nice. Just run over to the edge of the map and shoot away while you can. It's gonna be amazing. Clan hunters. Truly sending their best and their brightest, aren't they? Okay, everybody, retreat!
We've been dealt
You
a
know, that's
stinging
7%. Okay, turns into 6%, but still. Those are 87 souls that shall not bother us again. Because they now sit at a bridge crossing with arrows in their shins.
We
Oh
must regroup.
no. How does that even happen? The enemy attacks you from across a bridge. You then flee back over that bridge through the enemy, and it makes no sense. Second Doriath. Thranduil's horse are taken. Take back Alcfud. Yeah, right on it, Chief. Right on it.
My lord, as you wish.
So, let's just send you this way then.
We can go no further, my lord. Making camp here.
Slightly amusing as it would be to just refight that bridge battle over and over.
Yes, my lord.
I'm not going to taste everyone's patience by doing so.
This tower will keep vigil over the lands. We can go no further.
Your orders, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Oh, my on has benefited a bit from the clan crown. Wonderful, wonderful. Here we'll need some billmen.
Yes, my lord. As you wish. Tomorrow's journey planned out. Yes, my lord. Yes, stopping here.
Where do we get our archers, actually? Well. Because I do like those Keep-Eye Huntsmen. I suppose they are in the northern regions and we'll need to go battle some rebels to get them or something.
Your orders, my lord.
You know what? Under siege. Yeah, we're not going to take that. It's under siege by
Yes.
Dunland. That's just how it is. Three upkeep units. Bum 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 bum. Train those. No brainer. Surely. These guys will sit in a fort.
Yes.
Save a little bit of money.
Orders.
Not much though.
As you wish.
Yeah. Retrain the Salarine mercenaries, I guess. How about here?
Orders, my lord. Orders.
Well, we could of
Will, my
course
lord.
just send a
Your
bunch of
will, my
these
lord.
lads
Your
into a
will, my
fort.
lord. By your command.
Alcfud is lightly held. It seems. Goodness. Okay. Rohan is on the warpath against Dunland. That is something. So if they could just exhaust some of their armies of thousands, I would be very, very happy. Oh yes, Dunland comes and blocks our port. Yay. Can we even get ships? Maybe as mercenaries. Yeah, we can get ships as mercenaries, I think. And that's it.
Orders. Yes. Your will, my lord.
Hello, Blair.
I will only address you in battle.
Is it Tony Blair?
As you wish.
Huh? Huh? No. Probably not.
Your orders, my lord.
honor. Making camp here. This tower will keep vigil over the land.
To Suduri you go.
Yes.
Hello
Be
there.
gone.
Your orders, my lord.
Captain Hundor. You know what?
Splitting our force. Come and get me.
What are you?
We shall engage.
You're a unit of raiders. Yeah, I am gonna take you on.
Muster your courage, men. We march into battle.
We're gonna shoot them until they cry, and then we're gonna assault them, and they're probably going to run away.
Unit.
That will be the day, that will be the day. Shoot them until they go away. Da 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 da. Their shields are slightly frustrating, but you know, what can you do? What can you do? No, don't tell me that they're as quick as we are. 115%. Oh my god. Okay, well that's a bit of a bummer. But if they keep making strange maneuvers like that one, then we might still be able to do something. But, I mean... goodness. No, okay. You know. How good are we? 8 to 10, and they are 6 to 10. My god! So they're actually they need to be down right down at our level before we can really do much to them. So we must reduce their number. I suppose we have no. We don't have better stamina. They have excellent stamina too. Bloody raiders. But at least they're getting tired at the same rate, I suppose. Should I have brought another unit? Yes, I should. Okay, now we've put some distance. Okay, it's looking up. It's looking up.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
And our manual skirmishing is paying dividends.
Our men have fought long and are becoming tired.
So are they. I hope. What are you playing at? Okay. They're doing their best to conserve energy, apparently. But that's when we get them. Because being less tired will mean nothing if they are dead. That's a pro tip for you. I think one more volley and we can take them in melee, actually.
Battle seems to be swinging in our favor. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Yeah. Okay, it's going our way. As long as our lovely guy doesn't die. And look at him, he's hacking away, having a blast of a time. Yeah, just hacking them down.
Behold how our
And
cowardly
they are
foe runs.
out of here. Lovely. And
The enemy
blum.
are utterly vanquished. This is a great victory worthy.
Woo! You know, death by 100,000 cuts is apparently what we will have to achieve against this Dunlanding fortress over there. Fortress Dunland. But if we can just sort of keep them at bay with probing strikes and limited troop movements from Argond, then we can take, you know, more of our economic focus and bear it down upon Alcfud to hopefully retake it.
Your will, my lord.
Your orders, my
Who knows? We might even lay siege next turn.
Orders.
Yes, my lord.
Your will, my lord. By your command.
Your orders, my lord.
Yep. Longship recruitable by heroes. Generals.
Honor. Making camp here. We shall continue tomorrow.
Yes, my lord.
We should probably take our Mooch Baker and put him down for Suduri. Because training some troops out of Londare and Suduri and then sending them over to put pressure on these regions would probably be in our best interest.
Your orders, my lord.
You know, something that would be a mild boost to Enedwaith, which I would implore the devs to consider, is why don't you just make the general stats of the unique generals you get a little bit higher? So, not necessarily more hit points, but more command points, better management points. You know, make sure that they count for more than just the unit they come with, because the units they come with, statistically, are not going to move the needle that much, even with their replenishing thing, especially like the infantry generals, because, you know, having an infantry unit with 70 units is not really a game changer at any rate, right? So, the war wagon one is so temperamental that, yeah, if you're lucky, you'll keep him for a while and get some good use out of him, but if you're not, then
Your orders.
it's just going to be gone
As you
like he was here.
I shall
But if they
continue
have better
tomorrow.
command, then they would be
Tomorrow's
better at
journey planned
leading
out.
bigger armies, and
Yes,
they
my
would
lord.
also perform slightly better in combat overall, at least such is my experience.
Your orders, my lord.
Yeah.
Be gone.
Yes.
Those are my
lord.
2 cents on that. Make them a bit
Yes.
more of a
Making camp
force to be
here.
reckoned with.
Orders.
Can you go over there? Nope. Let's send them
As you
to
wish.
Suduri, I suppose. Filani herders.
Your orders, my lord.
Oh,
It will be an honor. defeating
Mentor! You mad lad. Okay, here you come for Argond. I suppose, I mean, there are certainly worse places to be defending
Yes, my lord.
against an overwhelming amount
Let us
of
settle matters on
Dunlandings
the
with
field of
Wolfguard
battle.
Axemen. There are only 17 of them, so I can forgive that one.
Your orders, my lord.
Alright. Alcfud is now occupied by a load of people.
Your will, my lord.
And only with the Leodan and Mochaini would we probably be able to do something. I think, okay, I'm going to take the bet that this army here is what Dunland is sending at us at the moment, and that we can deploy these fellas.
By your command.
Goes against our budget a little bit. Now we're in
Can you
deficit
not
mode,
tell friend from foe?
but it will help.
Yes, my lord.
I choose to believe. Because if we can take back Alcfud, you know, lay siege to it and do some good things there, then we're in for better times, theoretically. Can we hold them at Argond? Maybe.
It will be an honor defeating you.
Maybe. That's a big army, though. That's a very big army. And there is a limit to how much towers can do. If we can get the Dunedain on our side, then there is a small chance they might aid us against Dunland. I mean, there's a small chance no matter what happens, because they are sort of antagonistic already. You know, predisposed to be enemies, but yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Maybe Gandalf will be able to draw them away by stepping foot near Tharbad. Come on, do your jobs. Damn Dunedain. Gondor is struggling. They need their king, so
Yes, my lord.
go south, Aragorn. Come on, get on it. Get on it. What do we have over here? Bree, I think. And Cardlan. Okay.
Your orders.
Well, Bree,
Without question.
do we have
I shall
relations with Bree at all?
tomorrow.
Nope. But we don't bother them. So it's going to be of limited use regardless.
Your
But
orders,
we can
my lord.
free Suduri.
Yes. Yes, I will only address you. To battle. Come and get. We shall engage.
Smack! Smack, smack, smack.
Glory, honor,
That's a decent little victory.
victory.
Yeah, those taxes will help.
My lord,
What do we have here?
I'm gonna
A single
stick
unit
you.
Marching to war.
Have a taste of my blade.
By your
of
command.
Hill Raiders.
War
Well,
then.
I have news for
Victory in
you.
your name, my lord.
Damn it.
Orders.
We didn't get a general. Naskai and Ugluk. Okay, we're gonna besiege you.
Beginning the siege. The
Oh
sun god
no,
has
and then they have
struck you.
mercenaries over there. Blurb.
Be gone. Your will.
Let's put you
by
guys
your
into a
command.
fort.
Orders. Your will, my lord. My lord.
We're gonna be in the red very
Yes, my
soon.
lord. As you wish.
Gerberdrine held by
tomorrow's
Angmar, so they
journey,
are pretty
yes, my
strong.
Your orders.
Okay. Yeah, that's... We're training some skirmishers. Yeah, that would be good. Let's do that. And, Nichlin. Yeah. Ideally, we do want our general over there, and then we want to smash the Dunlandings at Argond, and if we don't, then we're sort of screwed. First Isengard, then Dunland. Let's see what they do. My lord. Oh, Isengard. Where do you get all these folks from? I mean, I guess I do know where. It's just... We can't beat that. No. Not without a general.
To arms, men. Form up lines and prepare
We're gonna need
for
to
battle.
tactically retreat. And here I was thinking that they were just sending an expeditionary force, but they weren't that concerned. But no, of course, this is the AI we're talking about, so they are myopically focused on us. Okay, everybody.
The enemy have brought up more men.
Withdraw, please. Oh yes, of course. Withdrawing toward the corner where from the enemy is actually coming. It is... Mwah! I mean, it's the thing you want, right? It's at least they haven't really managed to coordinate their forces yet.
The battle seems to have turned against us. We must act, and our enemies have snatched victory from us like thieves in the night.
All right.
They will not be...
I do not trust our morale to hold up against them without a general on our side. We have seen how badly it can go, and first tiring yourself out against no-name forces, and then a general comes along, and Gluck has like full command stars or something, so you know, his presence alone would be enough to inspire his troops to great deeds that we do not want to be on the wrong side of.
We should
Just
retreat.
yet.
Yes, my lord. Breaking off the siege. The enemy lays siege to our people.
Okay, one perplexing siege later. Here comes Mentar, and he comes with 20 Orthanc Wardens, 17 Axemen. Okay, that's not too bad. One Ballister crew. I don't think they'll be able to do much. And the rest of it is pretty light stuff, and even his own bodyguard is relatively light as well. So, we're gonna see what we can do. Ho ho ho! They collected 37 late game units. Might make a tiny bit of difference in the way that our bodyguards will also make a tiny bit of difference, but let's not be too pessimistic just yet. Now, we have a cavalry force, and so do they. So, I mean, saying we have a cavalry force is probably a bit generous, but... Okay. So, Keyfi Huntsman. I guess that's not the worst place you could be, but... So what's going to happen here? We're going to have raiders over there. And we're going to have a tower coming in. But we have defensive towers, so... I'm going to put clan heralds over here. I'm going to put foresters over here. And our hunters... I'm going to put you over there. I'm going to put 20 raiders over here to activate that tower in the corner. Unfortunately, we do have a few reasonably expendable melee forces. I mean, of course, they're not quite expendable. We have a limited number of them. But all the same. So, foresters. Yeah, let's not shoot at a ballister crew. That's not really constructive. I think we should have the Tauto over here, because this is probably the way they're gonna go. So, over there. Are they shooting at towers? Okay. No, they're not. Don't know what they're doing actually. And do they know? I don't know. Let's just see if we can provoke them into using their regular siege equipment. No matter what happens, that would be an outcome that we desire. And if they could accidentally shoot some of their own soldiers as well, that would be amazing. Thank you, herders. You have done a great service to your people. If you could just, you know, keep it together and run away, that would be amazing. There's some Orthanc Wardens and Axemen doing the heavy lifting over there. Fascinating prospect. Okay. Using our javelins against those heavily armored troops would definitely be tempting. Tempting. Yes, very tempting. You guys, who can you shoot? Raiders? Long spears? No, raiders are in a better position. This tower, I'm gonna take the small gamble that it will not make it to actually put troops on the wall. Herders, you can deal with the axemen there. Or at least give it a go. That's one axeman down. We shall celebrate each and every one of them. Each and every one that falls, anyway. Just in case, we're going to put our touter up here. What's going on over here? Oh my lord, they're putting troops on the walls here. Okay. Well, we are going to have to face that, for sure.
The enemy siege tower has reached our walls.
Yeah, that siege tower is not going to last. Let's stop that ram in its tracks. That would be amazing. Oh no. Damn it, they shot our cavalry. Such a sad day.
The enemy's siege tower is naught but kindling now.
Haha.
The enemy have ladders at the walls. Repel the attackers.
So far
Give
so
them
good.
steel.
What's going on here? Actually, I mean, yeah.
Curses! The enemy are battering down our gates.
They sure are. They sure are. And our touter are bugging out as they are often likely to do. Okay. Those raiders are going to try to put themselves on our walls. It is our job to stop them. 15% of them gone. That's not too bad so far. Just need to shoot them a little bit more. And then a little bit more. And then a little bit more. Let's go for some long spears.
Defeat seems almost certain.
Now, set up like this, our towers will actually do a decent job on those raiders, so I'm not too displeased with that. We're sending along more raiders, but that's just more fuel to the fire as far as I'm concerned.
The enemy's ram has breached the gates.
And here they come. Okay, Clan Heralds, I need you on the ground. Clan Heralds of our... Oh goodness, we have our royal family here. It's just our faction leader and our faction heir in one place. So if we lose this battle, we will actually lose this campaign. That's how it's currently looking. Lordy lord. Boy oh boy. There's a lot of Dunlandings coming our way. Let's take a brief moment and rejigger our forces.
The enemy have the walls. Look to our defense or all will be lost.
Come on, why don't you move as I want you to? Let's see what a little bit of power can do. That's where I want you to stand. Thank you. We're taking a lot of them down, which is definitely a good thing, and these raiders are gone. Very good. Get down on the ground, dear people. Get down on the ground. And then, let's engage our faction leader.
Seems almost certain.
It's okay if he dies, as long as our dear chieftain survives, I will be quite happy. Where's Mentar? Is he somewhere in this rabble? It would seem to be the case. And yeah, they are just gunning through our defenders at quite an astonishing pace. Hello, Dunland Raiders. Meet the most glorious huntsman you've ever seen. Clan Heralds, you are doing not quite cutting the mustard. We're gonna need our spearmen over here. Or thank wardens. Okay.
Only half the enemy force remains.
What are you guys doing? You're opening up yourselves up to more archer fire, you know that? Or tower fire, I suppose. You sneaky buggers! No, the border guards have chosen to go this way instead. Okay. And now the Tauta are running away. The long spears are following them. They're not going to do well. I mean, the Tauta are not going to do well. You know, I'm pretty sure we're going to lose this battle. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. There goes Maddock. Guys, I think this campaign might be lost. I feel like they've given a lot of attention in developing this mod to getting Dunland to be more powerful. Especially with late game units such as, you know, this. 16, 24, 16 armor.
Certain.
We have nothing in... do we even have anything that would constitute 16 armor? I'm pretty sure we're done for. This battle is over. Huh. Yeah. These few wardens are just smashing up our foresters, even aided by towers, because there's nothing we have that can really challenge them. Our huntsmen are holding well though, so hooray for that. But we have nothing in the center that can hold anything. They're struggling a bit against our border guards, which is definitely welcome, but My lord, that's not going to be enough to win this battle. Because they're in the square and they're not going to give it up for anything. And we can't take that from them. We are now in an unwinnable position. We're going to take most of that army with us, but unwinnable is unwinnable regardless. And we are going to lose our last family member right here and right there. Oh, but we took Mentor as well, so that's something.
Nothing to be ashamed of. It was but a cruel twist.
And then they healed most of their losses.
Victory from our grasp.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so Dupshith Forester's doing really well. And our tower's doing a lot of the work too. Clan Herald, 189, that's respectable. Again, our units performed well for what they are. They are early tier troops because that's what we have access to right now. It's pretty difficult to afford the more expensive barracks building that you need to get your troops to really to where they need to be. You know, it's over 4,000, and that's with, you know, that's with a discount from the first Masons tier. So your best troops that are themselves inferior to what Dunland fields at this point in the game, or at least what they can field, and what Isengard fields at this point in the game. Yeah, it's just... you get too little of it, and you get it too late. I think Enedwaith is just not a nation that has a military strong enough to make it viable to start with one region only. I mean, either this region needs to be buffed to hell, but that would be weird in and of itself. But maybe starting with just one more region, something. Lonangren, something. Not Londare, obviously, because it's a key plot point that you take it for certain reasons. But, I mean, you need something. Starting from scratch is okay with Rune and Harad. Rune because you have a strong military. You know, at every stage in the game, you're doing all right for military troops. And with Harad, there's just no one around you, so you can just gobble up things to your heart's content. But with Enedwaith, you take one region, you know, you take Herod, and you're on Dunland's border. If you don't, then they take it and they're on your border. So it's sort of, it's a struggle. But we didn't actually lose. Is this because, it's because we're sort of more of a Teutonic thing? We don't have a family tree. Okay, so that's something. Hooray, we're resilient. Hey. My lord. So, Mentar is gone. We have Londare, and it's our capital. Hooray. Here comes Dunland. Yay, but they're not coming with that much, so I think we can hold them off. He says. Hoping. Slightly against hope. So we have now one general, and he's probably the worst general in Middle-earth. He's gotten even worse after winning a battle. How do you win a battle and become worse at command reputation? That's just not... I don't know. Don't know how that hangs together.
We are victorious.
We need Alcfud back, but... we can't fight this. What is this?
I'm gonna stick you.
This campaign is just, it's a struggle. I don't like giving up on it. I don't want to give up on it. It's just really bloody hard.
Yes, my lord. Your orders. As you wish.
Hello, Dunland. What do you say? What do you say we trade?
Like a most reasonable. Very well.
It's a bit of an empty gesture.
It's good to
Thank
see
you.
we could reach an agreement.
Thank
Very well,
you.
then.
Now please go and attack those Dunlanding pricks. Now.
Yes, my
Okay.
lord. Without question. I shall
Looking
continue
at
tomorrow.
this, I mean, we need this place to be a lot more deserted than it currently is for us to take it. Because Uglag is sitting there with Naskai and Urchai, so he is not going to go down easily.
My lord. By your command.
My lord, this campaign is a bit of a train wreck. I felt this campaign was going quite well for a while, but
My lord. We're besieged.
pretty much every turn we're besieged by someone somewhere. And half the time they win, which is the problem. If we could beat back every siege, that would be okay, but half the time they bloody well take us out.
Your will, my lord.
Yes, my lord.
So, do we double down on Alcfud and try to take that?
Have a taste of my
There's a case to be
blade.
made that we can
I'm
probably
gonna
take these
stick
armies
you.
out.
My lord. Your will, my lord.
Can we just lure them into attacking a fort?
Victory in your
It would save
name,
us some
my
money,
lord.
that's for
We
sure.
have conquered, my lord.
Something we have in relatively short supply these days.
Orders. As you wish. Your will, my lord.
Another bit of money saved,
Your-
another
yes, my
dollar
lord.
earned.
I will only address you.
This
What do you
had
say?
best
Ceasefire?
be worth
Oh,
it.
apparently it's very generous to offer ceasefire. And now they are enemies of the Northern Dunedain. Thank you, Dunedain. You're doing your job. Better late than never. And that's why the Dunlandings feel like a ceasefire is a good idea. Okay, we can use this to buy us some time, focus on getting back Herot, and then... we'll see. I mean, you're very rich, Dunland, so... Why didn't you give me 3 grand? I think it's perfectly reasonable.
How could we have another
Okay.
worthy proposal then?
Only worthy proposals from this guy.
This seems an honor and
All
a
right.
pleasure.
So-
Farewell.
We have a budget again, my friends. What are we going to spend it on? Well... Not gonna lie, some siege machines could be a good idea. Because for all the trouble they can also be some pretty decent equalizers. What we really need though is a military upgrade. So, Suduri, if you could get a great haul, that would be pretty, great.
Have a taste of my blade.
Your orders. As you wish.
Let's scout out exactly where
Without
that
question.
settlement is over here. We want to keep an eye on Dunland, that is for sure.
Yes, my lord. My lord.
Um,
As you wish. Tomorrow's journey
Okay. Erluin
planned
still
out.
holds Fuerost. With double generals. Double digit generals. Okay. well, lead and spearman. We can get a ballista crew.
I'm gonna stick you.
Wait, and it could be useful. And they're not too expensive in the upkeep. That's the thing. They're just an upfront investment. Leather tanner. Again, small gains. Small gains, but worth it. And over here, we can get a fishery, which gives 150. But yes, yes, we're gonna do that, and it's gonna increase our population growth. And if we pull all these troops together that we have, we can probably take back Herod. You know, one battle at a time. I think we can do it. And now we make decent money. So we can also invest in upgrading Herod a little bit, probably. One thing at a time. This is going to be another long episode. Who knows? Maybe I'll cut it in some way. I don't know. I don't know. For now, all I know is that this campaign is pretty brutal. We're going to push back against one enemy at a time. Before, Isengard begged for forgiveness and Dunland came knocking all the time without relent. But now the tables have turned. So what? Oh, hello. Yeah, okay. So, it is the reverse position. We are now going to be fleecing Dunland for all they're worth. Another general. Very welcome it is.
Yes, my lord.
Mount Gundabad besieged. Fair enough. Skirmishing lost. Fair enough.
Yes, my lord. Your orders.
So,
we doubt there is much you can offer us.
but I think there's a lot you can offer me. You could offer me 4,600.
Seems like a most another
And then
proposition. We're happy to listen.
another 1,005.
This seems
Well, that seemed fruitful.
farewell without question. Yes, stopping here.
Tired of ordering your own forces about, eh?
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. So, Nahir sits there with some
Yes, my lord. Your orders. my lord.
mercenaries. And over here, we need to train more troops. All that we can get. And then we need to grow this place. Perhaps a way station would be good. I don't know. Just anything we can do to make this place more economically and militarily viable is well worth it.
My lord. Yes, my lord.
So now we have
Without
Dunland as
question.
our extremely
Tomorrow's
wealthy
journey
cash
plan.
cow. And that's just going to have to be enough. Let's see what that bugger decides to do. Maybe we'll be attacked by both Isengard and Dunland in Londare at the same time. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know. I don't know. But it's gonna come. So we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. We're not giving up. We're not out of this game yet. We're only almost out of it. Goodness gracious. Let's just focus on taking back Alcfud before it gets too evil. Hello, Dunland.
We must make a stand. We are besieged.
Oh yes, and a stand we shall make. Diplomatically speaking. Because we're not going to stand for that.
Your orders.
So, where is that settlement of theirs? It's somewhere over here, isn't it?
Yes. Without
Ah, there we go.
question.
Bragos.
We shall listen to your proposal, but do not expect much.
40, 706.
It's good. You have further
And-
proposals? Please let us hear them. Seems like the pleasure was all ours. Farewell.
Right. With cash thoroughly in hand. It is now time for Chieftain Eoth to roam the land in search of prey.
With honor. Have a taste of my blade. By your command. As you command, we have triumphed. We shall
Lamlook,
engage.
you are first.
Glory, honor, victory.
And this one is for
As you
Alcfud.
command.
You bastards.
Attack.
And our diplomat has then confirmed that the settlement above us is not too
For the moment,
great
the
yet,
fortune
and
of
we'd rather
battle
just
goes
wait
our
for
way.
Dunland
Let's
to
pray
upgrade it
remains as such.
before making a move on it, because why don't they do all the hard work? I think that's a very reasonable thing to expect. Yeah. So. Felani herders, come this way.
The enemy
Right.
have brought up more men.
Raiders and hill riders. Let's start by throwing some javelins at hill riders then. If we can catch them. Seeing as how they run away at speeds we could hardly have predicted. Nah. Okay, so here they come. Thank you, Ballistic Crew. You are doing a great service to your nation. Frigate Hill Raiders, you're going down. Ha! Okay. Time to focus on the second army. They have some Corsair archers and some more hill riders, and they've got some bodyguards. I say we focus our valuable javelins on the bodyguards. And charge down the Corsair archers, because why not? And there we go.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Da 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 da.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy. Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead. Behold how our
Come on,
cowardly foe
move it.
runs. It's time to press
Move it
the
or
attack.
die. What would you rather do? Thank you. So that was the captain. I'd just like to say a brief thank you to the billman for simply existing.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
And I would like to say thank you for the bodyguards of Isengard for putting themselves in an unwinnable position.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies
And
dead.
off they go.
The enemy army flees the field. Pursue and run them down.
We lost a few. Not too many though. Mostly spearmen.
Be awed by the victory we have won here today.
It's a foul reminder that Isengard is still, on the whole, superior to our forces. And we need to engage them with care whenever we can. I didn't do that. I went for the quick win. There's a certain way to command skirmishing forces, and I think I just demonstrated a very lax attitude to that concept. I should be better about it. Maybe it's time to end the episode because I'm just trying to swat away these flies at this point. Goodbye to you guys.
An honorable,
Alright,
glorious victory.
let's see what Isengard does in the
Yes,
meantime,
my
though. Some war wagons would be interesting. We'll just have all of those troops, and we'll back order some warriors as well. We have the money. At least, you know, for now.
Yes. We'll make camp here, my lord. Orders. By your command, we can go no further today.
And next turn, Eoth
My lord.
will be laying siege to Alcfud. Mark you my words, dear viewer. Mark my words. This is a bit of a monster-long episode. But we're not relenting. We're not giving up just yet. They have yet to fully beat us, and hopefully they never will. End of turn report. Okay, so what's happened? Oh, they've still declared war, but with a boat, I suppose. Oh, they've taken a fort! Always the most petty of ways to declare war on someone. I'm just gonna move in and take this property that you're not using at the moment.
Yes, this had best be worth our time.
$47.06. That went so well
We
last
seem to
time.
have another worthy proposal
And
then.
then
Excellent.
1,050 for trade.
It's good to... An honor and a pleasure. Farewell.
My lord. Yes. Orders. My lord. By your command. Joining for...
Yes, my lord.
Yes. With honor. To battle. We shall...
Orders. Yes. Merging armies,
That's
my
an
lord.
army. We could assault them straight away, but I actually just don't feel like doing that. Hold out for 9 turns, though. That's a long time. It's a long, long time.
My lord. As you wish. Your will, my lord.
Londare. Great Hall, please. We should also get on those Mason's Halls, but doesn't feel like the most urgent thing right this second. Let's lock in some more growth, more prosperity that way.
Yes, my lord.
So, how's Dunland doing? Still just growing the heck out of everything, and we've sort of started crushing their financial ranking a little bit. Well, that's something. But their military ranking is pulling them upwards. Up and up and up and up. And how are Rohan doing? They're stagnating. Come on. No, they're in trouble. Okay. Gondor. You are barely visible, but you sort of, yeah, also stagnant, I guess. Territorial ranking. You're losing territory. Oh, that's not too promising.
Your orders, my lord.
I am a warrior, not a diplomat.
We stand vigil as the enemy surrounds us.
Hello, Dunland.
The
Want to
enemy
do this
has
again?
surrounded us. We are besieged.
Of course you do. We're awaiting a diplomatic war,
Yes,
everybody.
but we doubt there is much you can offer us.
Oh, but I think there's plenty you can offer me. Because you're still rich, apparently.
Seems like you have further proposals.
Oh,
Please,
yes.
let us hear them.
1075. We're just
It's
upping the
good. Well,
ante.
that seemed fruitful. Farewell.
Very good. Very good. War. Peace. Good.
Orders, my lord. Orders. Yes,
War wagons over there.
my lord. Orders.
And we shall also send over some skirmishers, I
Will,
guess.
my lord. My lord. Orders. Your will, my
Fishermen to Suduri, please.
lord. Orders. By your command.
But look at all these Dunlanding troops. Ah. Yeah, at some point we'll need to really push back at them. But we can't do that without having first dealt with Alcfud. But taking it right on is also just a recipe for encountering very heavy defensive troops without really the means of breaking through them. So we're gonna wait a little longer.
Yes, my lord.
Your will, my lord.
Another? And then I think today is over. Lordy lord. If we have to push back against Isengard, then that is what we're gonna do. And eventually, buying up whatever settlements we need to buy from Gondor and Rohan with diplomatic proceeds from the Dunlanding campaign of diplomacy. Yeah, that's probably in the future too.
We must make a stand.
We have a deficit
We are
of over 2,000 a turn due to the size of our armies.
My
Our
lord,
military has
we're
bloated a little bit,
besieged.
but it's needed. It's needed. Because without those soldiers, we will not stand a chance of retaking our capital. Oh no. Gondor raises an army. They've lost Minas Tirith. So we're not going to be able to count on them much. That's sad.
My lord, I'm gonna stick you.
Let's take back
The
that
day is
fort.
ours. We
Yes.
With
my
that
lord, we shall listen
symbolic
to your
defeat.
proposal, but do not expect much.
$5,100.
Seems like a
Best deal you're gonna get all day.
Excellent.
$12.99. Just for you.
It's good. The pleasure was all ours.
Very
Farewell.
good.
orders. My lord. Orders. Your will, my lord. Yes. My lord.
That saves a little bit of money.
Orders.
Financial overview. A lot coming from diplomacy suddenly. But that's just all in a day's work.
Taste of my blade.
And then to close out the day, I guess let's just see if we can smash these guys. We should be able to do that.
Men to arms.
We will see what our war wagons can do to their archers, and then our skirmishers will be able to handily smack down any infantry they may have. Let's keep it at ×2. When they're mobile, they're vulnerable to a wagon strike. Blum, blum, blum. And through you they go. Very nice, very nice. Another one, please. Yeah, this is how to use them. To attack and then guide them through the enemy unit. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And another. And then, oh. Got a bit too far there, but it's okay.
If we continue
Hello
like
there.
this, we will smash the enemy.
You're meant to be on skirmish mode and you're cavalry, so how the heck did you get it into your system that you were not supposed to run away? Oh, now they're shooting at our wagons. Herders, strike down those units. Wagons, keep at those raiders, please.
Only half the enemy force remains. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
We're just going to run through them and guide them over to our friends. I think at this point our war wagons have done enough. And it should be for our skirmishers to nullify the rest of these raiders. Keep following them, dear souls of Enedwaith.
The enemy army flees the
And
field.
they shall surely flee
Pursue and
before
run
you.
them down. Be awed by the victory we have won here today.
An excellent little triumph, with our wagons gaining a bit of combat experience. And then we could confirm that yes, in limited skirmishes, war wagons are excellent. Little by little we shall rise again. We have no need for your ransom money, Isengard. No need at all.
Victorious, my lord.
Sadly no general, but nonetheless a battle won. And dare I then pronounce the last T for this episode? I think so, because this episode is also not long from its conclusion either. But I hope I have at least demonstrated that we're not completely out of this game, although calamity has occurred. Great calamity. So we've lost our last unique generals. We've lost our faction leader twice. We've lost our capital and a significant castle.
We stand vigil as the enemy surrounds us.
But at the moment we have a strategic advantage against Isengard, which is good. And we have a diplomatic advantage against Enedwaith, against Dunland, which is necessary. So 5,300, what do you say? Yes, very good. Okay, what a glorious day.
Happy to listen.
1350. Special price just for you, my friend.
It's good to see. Well, that seemed fruitful.
Right.
Farewell.
Ha! Dunland, how does it feel to be busy in your own lands? Fighting people who are not, you know, us. Hello, guys. Methinks you need a visitor on your throat. Yeah, the siege is starting to work its magic on the defenders, which is good.
Orders, my lord. Yes, undertake them to war then.
So, what do they have? No ranged troops at all. This is gonna be a simple matter.
Yes, my lord. Preparing the men to attack.
And hopefully we can get another general out of this, which would be amazing.
Units, await my orders.
So, initially, we shall quite simply do some poking at them. Throw your things, throw your things. They will crumble if you just throw your things. No! Ah! Jesus, why didn't you move? Okay, you made it out though. You made it out, so hooray for that. Straight those. Spider-boom! Very good. Regroup over here.
The enemy are badly bloodied.
There's some
They
reavers
have
for you to
lost
take a look
half
at.
their men.
And keep going, keep going. Don't let them catch you. Oh my lord, that. We lost some. It's of course a bloody pity, but can't guarantee it always going well. Very good. Yeah, we're routing the
We will
reavers.
smash the enemy.
Yeah, you need to be right on those wagons. Oh, hello, and then the reavers are coming against the skirmishers, and they are going to falter.
Our men have slain. The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
Actually, we're gonna run you down. And we're gonna charge you again.
Behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press their
Hopefully we heal a wagon or something, that would be nice.
Be awed by the victory we have won here today.
One. This is better than none, right? It's better than none. And so our journey continues. The saga of the war wagon has yet to be written, and I think it will be a glorious verse indeed.
The day is ours.
Still no extra general. Quite disappointing. It is what it is, though. Let's see what's going on over here.
March to exhaustion, continuing later.
Not much. Not much. We've cleared the area, it seems.
Do I remind you of one of your own captains, Lord?
So far, so grand. So grand. A herbalist would be really good because it would add a bunch of extra growth. Then we can go Mason's Hall and all the rest of it.
Orders. We'll make camp here. March to exhaustion, continuing later. Our
prosperity shall grow. From our lowest low shall come our greatest high, like the phoenix arising from ashes. So, Dunland, are you going to attack me? Yeah, you are. You're into this now.
My lord.
Knee
We're
deep in it,
besieged.
I say. But some forces are journeying north, suggesting that the northern
We
Dunedain
must
are
make a
indeed
stand.
troubling
We are
you a little bit.
besieged.
Hmm. Oh, hello, Sheknak.
Kick you, my lord.
We're building, we're building, we're building. It's good that we're building, we're building, we're building. And skirmishers. Thank you.
My lord,
Brigals.
we shall listen to your
Proposed
proposal,
treaty.
but do not expect much.
5,400. It's the bargain of the century.
Seems like a most you have further
This is
proposals.
very reasonable.
Please let us hear them.
And 1,500. You won't find this deal anywhere else.
It's good to see
Because
we
it's
could reach out.
bonkers.
The pleasure was all ours. Farewell.
Okay.
Your will, my lord.
Shagnak,
Marching to war.
you
Victory
done.
in your name, my lord.
You
Orders.
done, mate.
Yes. To war, then. We bring the battle to the enemy.
This is a very simple battle. Probably the simplest battle we've had this entire campaign so far. We're simply going to charge down a siege machine, and they are going to be relatively powerful. Powerless. Sorry. Antonym there. Relatively powerless to stop us. Yes. Shludung. And then we're going to withdraw. And they're going to struggle to retain unit cohesion. And shlukung. And we're going to withdraw. And
Only half the enemy force remains.
okay, that was a bit worse because we didn't charge
The
properly,
enemy
and
army
they
flees
did.
the field.
But
Pursue and run them
nonetheless,
down.
they flee before us because they simply are that outmatched. And that Uruk-hai general there is just being a little bit of a pain. So come on, get him out of here.
This is a clear victory.
Muchas gracias. Dankeschön. So, the Sylvan Elves were hardy and valiant, and we are not their sort. We are the guys who poke around in the darkness. Yes.
The day
Camp
is ours.
sacked.
My lord. Your will, my lord.
No man of the honor here, though. Or man of the hour.
As you wish. Your will, my lord. My lord. Yes.
Goodness. Our financials are a bit soggy. But as long as we can be propped up with diplomatic love-hate relationships with Dunland, then all will be well, I suppose. Always lovely when a motorcycle breezes by. You can almost sense them. It's like the very cute and barely noticeable roar of a dragon. Ring found in Goblin Town.
Orders.
Hooray. What else is new? Dunland has remained neutral for a turn. Have we tanked their economy that much? Still taking all sorts of territory. What do we need most here? Ballista crews, paths. I mean, yeah, some roads would be decent.
Tired of ordering your own forces about, eh? My lord. Your will, my
Your orders, my lord.
lord. Orders. Your will, my lord.
Here's my proposal.
As you wish. Joining forces, my lord.
Next turn we actually assault this place. See if we can take it.
Yes, my lord. Your orders, my lord.
Because there are not that many defenders anymore.
Shall engage.
Only 1,000. Against our 3,000. They still have those Nazkai and they are absolutely brutal. But their best units are depleted. Jesus. Ah, we need to regain a bit of glory. We're going in.
Muster your courage, men. We march into battle.
And Uglug is not the commander I thought he was. Well, maybe he is. We shall see. We shall see. It shall be evidenced by the outcome of the battle.
Assemble the men. Assemble the men. Units.
We have our good skirmishers, we have our not so good skirmishers, we have our ballista crew, which is very, very vital indeed. We have our forward-seeking, or forward-facing defensive troops. We've got some offensive hitters without much defense. And we have our slightly better troops. And you know what? I'm going to put our general among the better skirmishers because that's very much the case. And some herders that are also there. But Esther, just take down that gate if you can. That's all I need you to really do. Oh, they're coming back now. Never act too soon, I suppose.
We've breached the enemy's walls.
Alright, so what should we go for? Nazkai or towers? Goodness, those towers are annoying. Yeah, I suppose that is that's going to be the thing. Towers, please. And now they are all up on those walls. bring one tower down. That's all I ask. Thank you. Thank you so much. Could I just ask you guys very gently and get you to go away? Bugger off. Maybe by shooting into that crowd. Here are the berserkers of auuuuch standing right there. And the Ballista crew did nothing to their determination over here. So it did seem to kill a single orc, maybe. Yeah. Okay. We have to tear off this band-aid at some point. So here we go. We shall send in the light affair initially. Ah, yeah, those bombs. Oh, my lord! They have no right to be as effective as that.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Are you sure about that, Mr. Presenter Man? Are you sure? I'm not sharing your confidence at the moment, but of course, I may be proven wrong. Can you stop it with those bombs, Isengard? That would be... Oh my
Our
lord.
soldiers have proved their worth today. The enemy's walls belong to us now.
Push, push, push. Okay, they're sending war marauders against spearmen. That's at least encouraging. Okay, we've overtaken them in the kill tally department. We're going to lose a lot of troops here. Hopefully, we can limit it to mostly being the expendable ones. Sorry, the ones we have a higher replacement rate with. Yes, yes, yes. It's not that we don't value human life, because obviously we do, very highly. Focus your missiles over there. I think we're gonna need these guys when we get in, because they will be really nice at handling the enemies here in the square. But they're not standing still, so we'll have to push. Okay. This is when we send in our better melee troops. We need to secure as good of a hold over here that we can. Come on, Philania herders. Prove yourselves. In the silliest way I can think of. We're trying to push our way through enemy forces. it's actually working okay. So that's nice. Alright, Mordak Fisherman, you're spent. But not in melee, so get in there. You're still fresh, so to speak. Why don't you go up on the walls and start harassing crossbows and raiders and things. Yeah, the crossbows. The crossbows. Alright, Team 5 have come in and they have absolutely done a good bit of work. Now you're going to go after those marauders, please. Run if you can. Ah, some Bane guards are over there. Hello. Felony herders, why don't you knock them on the head until they're dead? Until they fall. Until they falter. Team 5, continue to the square. Ah, even the bravest of fishermen is fleeing. It's of course not the best thing in the world. Ha! Okay. I think it's time that we get our good folks to run in.
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
Reform, you spineless women, he seems to say. Oh no. Okay. Our border guards are collapsing. Which is not the best outcome for us at the moment. At least we're doing okay over here. He says. Not having much to show for it, actually. Oh no. Tell me not that we can't win this battle. Because that would be pretty damn bad. If we lose our entire army here today, I shall be a little miffed. I can deal with losing most of it, because we can retrain most of it pretty easily from here, as long as we take the bloody place away from Isengard. But we do need to take it away from them. Come on. You can take on these guys.
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
Our clan heralds will need to move. I don't want them around towers. I have too many bad experiences with generals being taken out by a tower fire. Billman, walk into the square and hold it. Where's our general at?
Our men have taken control
Oh, that's
of the
him,
city.
isn't it? Maybe.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
Finally. And look at this. The towers are absolutely massacred. Our team won.
We've lost control of the city. Our men have taken control of the city. The enemy army flees the field.
Thank you.
Pursue and run them down. It could have been we that were slain and defeated on the field, but fate has been kind and delivered us victory.
And not a moment too soon either. Tharbad border guards. Oh, man. Yeah, standouts for today, but my lord. I was actually reasonably optimistic when they punched through the enemy defenses with relative ease in the beginning. But just never underestimate the attrition that towers can deal. Can dish out. And somehow the AI is expert in just whacking out its own pathfinding so that units just get stuck in weird places, and of course that keeps them within tower radius at all times.
We have triumphed,
yeah.
my lord. Our courage and honor have conquered.
Ah, finally. We're back home, everybody. We're back home. We lost our home, but we have it once again.
Orders. Yes.
I think we should send some folks for training purposes.
Your will, my lord. Orders.
In the general direction of Londare. And maybe this is where we should end it. So, we have pleased the council, we have retaken our old capital, and our hold over this region shall be stronger than ever. Cross my heart and hope to die.
Your will, my lord. I am a warrior.
In the meantime, maybe Dunland will leave us alone, but kinda doubt it, but at least now, we have our heartland back. And that shall be a great aid in reinstituting the glory of Enedwaith. But for now, this lumberingly long episode shall come to a close, and I hope you have a lovely day as it does. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.